Hey guys, thank you so much for tuning in. So we are back with another video. It has been raining the whole day today. Luckily, sun is starting
Mr. Sun decided to show up.
Yup. So we decided to go out. We are actually at Pulang Bato at the moment.
Red
yeah.
Rock Falls.
We have been getting a lot of comments lately asking us.
What about like what we studied in college and what were our first jobs? So why not take this opportunity to talk about that with a very beautiful
Yes.
background.
As you can, there, the beautiful background, guys. And this, of
Yeah.
course, the river.
It's so relaxing here.
Before this, let us show you a clip of our journey on the way here. Some clips of the Sulphur Mountain.
Yeah,
And,
the Smoky Mountain.
And then
Smells
we'll-
like egg.
Yes.
Anyway, why don't you show them our private mini pool?
Oh yeah, guys. Look at
That's
this.
in front of us right now.
Private.
We have it all to ourselves.
All to ourselves. There's actually there's the stairs here.
Plus points
Yeah, leads
with the
all
river
way up.
view.
But you will see it also in the clip, right?
Yeah.
You will see how to get here. So yeah, guys.
We are somewhere smoky.
Smoky.
Nature.
As you can see,
We're up in the mountains.
yep, we're up in the mountains. This place is called Palimpinon.
It's just a few minutes away from where we live. Like
Yeah.
10-minute drive.
And as you can see behind us, guys, there are some sulfuric
fire.
vents. Nah?
It's not fire.
Yeah, great for mosquitoes. Like, keeps away all the mosquitoes
It's not
here.
the clouds. It's sulfur.
Yeah, we are not in heaven. It's actually some sulfuric vents. It smells like
Eggs.
eggs, boiled
So if you
eggs.
like
here.
eggs, come and visit
Come
here.
here and you can just.
I like eggs.
Which kind? Scrambled.
I like my eggs scrambled.
And to our left here is the river.
I think you should go first. I'm freaking out because we're crossing a bridge.
It's kind of deep at the moment, guys. And here's Red Rock Falls. And Vanessa is actually
Oh my god,
worried about this bridge.
it's shaking. It's so cold and scary.
Are you gonna go for a swim?
No. Joel is going for a dip. I am not going with him because I am scared. I have no idea why, but waterfalls freak me out. And it is cold. So this waterfall is specifically called Pulang Bato in our dialect. And Pulang Bato in English means red rock. Let's go a bit closer. Oh no! Just go a bit closer and try to touch the water if it's cold. See, look how orange that is. Ah! Yeah, it is cold. Cold na. I told you. That's why I don't want to swim.
Oh my gosh, guys, that was freezing.
I told you.
Oh,
Look at
thankfully the rain
that.
stopped.
So pretty.
Wow, wow,
This is one of the many waterfalls that we have here in the Philippines. Nice bag you got there.
How do you guys like my purse?
That's not a purse, that's a bag.
Oh, it's a bag? Okay. So this is our hideout, guys. Actually, as you can see, nobody really goes down here. I don't know why. There's the river there.
Oh, it's so nice.
There's a pool.
Hi. So I graduated with a degree of Bachelor of Science in Medical Technology.
Wow.
And here in the Philippines, we call ourselves medical technologists, but I believe in the US or in Europe and in other countries, they call us laboratory scientists. So basically, we are the people behind the laboratory.
Yes.
So if you need any blood tests or urine tests and those other tests, we are responsible for those stuff. So yeah, that's what I studied in college. I graduated after 4 years, and then I took the board exam. I passed. So basically, that course was not my choice, I would say. I always wanted to study tourism because I wanted to be a flight attendant. So I think it was peer pressure. So all of my classmates wanted to take up that course, and I felt so alone, and I didn't want to be alone in college. So that's why I took the course, and I survived. I survived 4 years of it. I mean, I would say that I enjoyed because I love science, and most of our subjects are about science, you know, bacteria and viruses and parasites. Ooh,
It's actually
I
a very
all the
interesting.
brains, like
Honestly.
The way my bracelet is pink, I like pink. So after I graduated, I took the board exam, and then I passed. And after that, I felt like I didn't want to be a medical technologist or laboratory scientist for the rest of my life, because in the first place, it wasn't really my vibe. You know, it was something that I forced myself into. So I did work for a few months. That's my first job. I worked at a small laboratory, and I think I worked there for only a month. So salary wise wasn't really great. Basically, you know, the medical technology field here in the Philippines, even nursing, we don't get compensated that well, and I believe that's the reason why a lot of people decide to go abroad and work there. So if I were to share how much my salary was, I would say that I got paid 300 pesos a day, and I only work like 4 times a week. So you do the math. You know, I was young that time, and I had no clue, you know, like what the salary should. It was a butterfly. What the salary should be. You know, it was my first job, so I was like, okay, you know, I'm earning money right now. I can buy the things that I want.
And also, it's for experience.
Yeah,
right?
it's for experience as well, but I didn't really enjoy it that much because it wasn't what I wanted. So it was more of like forcing myself, and I've always told myself that I would want to work a job that I love and will love doing every single day. Like I will wake up 6 a.m. to do that job. But this is not the job that I wanted. That's when I decided that, you know what, why not like pursue my dream job? And I've always wanted to become a flight attendant because I love to travel. I love to explore new culture. I love to see different architecture and try, the most important, number one, I would say, is to try different cuisines all around the world. That would be my the top one reason why I want to travel. So I decided that, you know what, I am going to go to Manila, and I am going to study in a flight attendant school for 3 months, you know, just to get the basic knowledge on how the work of a flight attendant is. So I flew to Manila, and we actually flew together. But Joe will share his story in a few minutes after I am done. Yeah, I went to Manila and I studied in a flight attendant school for 3 months. I graduated, and I applied for my first job as a flight attendant. I first applied my first job application was with an international airline. I'm not gonna mention what airline that was. It was frustrating because I did not get accepted, and not knowing why, you know, you didn't make the cut. And they're not gonna tell you why you didn't make it. You know, you gotta figure it out yourself. So I made a few adjustments. You know, I tried to fix my resume. I tried to practice my communication skills. I tried to be myself more, because I felt like that time I was trying to be someone else and trying to impress them. So yeah, I think that was my mistake, but I learned from that as well. So I did apply. After that, I applied to several airlines. I didn't make it. So again, frustration. And yeah, I just kept going. And I told myself that, you know, I'm not gonna give up. I will be a flight attendant no matter what. no matter how long it takes, I'm really gonna be a flight attendant. And then there was a local airline that was hiring. And it wasn't my first choice because I've always wanted to work in an international airline. But I was like, you know what, I'll just try it out. Let's just see how it goes. So I went to that hiring. It was a one-day hiring. I wasn't prepared. Like I wasn't prepared like the past interviews and hirings that I went to. So I did not study anything about that airline. I had no clue. Probably just like basic information. And I remember that day there were 500 applicants, and lucky enough I was one of the candidates who were chosen to be part of the final interview. And it was such I was surprised, and at the same time I was excited and scared as well because it's my first time to reach the final interview. Yeah, after the final interview, they told us that they would call us by the end of the day and let us know if we made it. So I went home and I was really, really scared, and I was hoping that I would be able to make it.
I actually remember.
Yeah.
You kept telling me over and over, yeah, every probably 5 or 10 minutes. Well, you think I made it? I don't think I made it.
Yeah.
No, they're not gonna email me. And I keep telling you, just wait.
Yeah.
I promise you,
You were right though. I just had to wait because
Yeah.
like at 6 o'clock or 7 o'clock in the evening, I got a text that you made it, and you gotta start processing your requirements, this and that. So I was so happy at that time. Like I was like, oh my God, finally! Like what took so long? I mean, probably it was my fault because I did not decide to apply in that airlines when they first started hiring.
Wow.
But at the same time, I think the timing. It's just the timing.
timing, and I
The timing
actually
was right.
like to believe that everything happens for a reason.
Yeah.
There was really a reason
Yeah.
why you went that day, why you were rejected in the other airlines.
Yeah.
Because I'll be sharing mine as well later, guys. But speaking of the other airline that Van was rejected, that was Air Asia Malaysia as well. That was the airline prior to applying in Cebu
Yeah.
Pacific. And I remember, because I'll get to that later, but just a summary.
We both applied together, but he was the only one who got accepted, and I was left there at the lobby like crying.
Oh my gosh.
But at the same time, proud that he got it.
No, it was
Mixed emotions.
Mixed emotions. And I remember when I got home late at night after everything, and I was happy and excited, but then I was sad at the same time. And I remember Vanessa was just breaking down and telling me that her life was over. She's never gonna be a flight attendant.
Yeah.
All of those negative things, and it just broke me because I didn't want to celebrate. I was happy that I made it, but at the same time I was not happy as well. I don't know if you get what I mean, guys, but yeah, I'll get to the whole story later when
Yeah.
it's my turn.
Immediately, I called my mom, and the first thing I told her was like, "Ma, I have a job." Like that's what I told her. "Ma, I have a job." And that's when I realized, like, it took a while and it took a lot of rejections to be able to reach, my dreams. But I realized that it's probably not you who's gonna choose, what airline you get to apply to, but it's them who's gonna choose you. Because if you're the right person, if you are the total package that they're looking for, you're good to go.
Yeah.
And I felt like they saw something in me, and they saw that I had the total package of becoming a cabin crew.
And I feel like
Yeah.
that's not just limited to airlines, or that could be anything.
Yeah,
in
any
life.
job. Maybe
Anything.
a corporate job, or like,
Yeah.
any type of job, I
Kind of
would
like,
say.
that saying wherein, like, the same bottle of water that is for sale in a convenience store,
Yeah.
let's say that bottle of water is 10 pesos. But in an airport, the same bottle of water
Oh yeah,
is
It's
100 pesos.
Yeah.
And so it's not about what you are or who you are. It's about
Where you are.
Yeah, where you are.
Yeah.
You are special. You are meant for something. You just have to be in the right place at the right time.
I had to live in Manila for 2 years. Great experience. I was so happy, living my dream, exploring and meeting new people every day. And it was a challenge for me at the same time because I'm kind of an introvert. it wasn't hard for me to adjust. It took, just a few flights. I remember the first flights that I had, I always like vomited every time like we landed. I had to rush to the lavatory to vomit, and that's because I felt like airsick and I was like so dizzy, and it's the first time. But yeah, after a few months I got to adjust, and I was just so happy living my dream and being able to travel and explore the world and meeting new people. It was the best experience of my life. I was financially stable that time. I was so happy because I got to buy whatever I want, and at the same time I got to travel, and I get to give free tickets to my parents. They get to visit me anytime. And yeah, I was actually living the dream. It's basically the story of what I studied in college and my first and second job, I would say.
College wasn't a smooth sailing period for me compared to Vanessa. It was actually a very lost moment. I was very confused on what to take. Initially, I've always wanted to be a pilot. Ever since I was a kid, I've been fascinated by airplanes. Didn't want my parents to go through the burden of spending, that much for a course.
Yeah, it was kind of expensive.
It is expensive. I would say behind that was also the fear of, maybe on my second year or third year, it would be too hard for me, or, I was very young. Thinking about like my parents have to spend that much money only for me to fail, or, to one day say, oh my gosh, it's too difficult. I was very lost, guys. And so in college, I decided to take different courses. I took engineering. I just flunked that. And then I decided to shift to political science. That one I actually lasted for over a year. I did well in some subjects, although there were some subjects that really didn't, spark an interest within me. So it made me second guess myself.
I mean, I remember before, like you're very smart when it comes to history.
And after a year and a half, that was on my third year of being in college, I finally took something that might spark a bit of interest, which was biology.
Oh, okay.
Because I saw potential, like, oh, you learn about science and
Plants and animals.
and then you can take a major like marine biology, which is just so fascinating, But then again, it just lasted for one sem, guys. Now this time it wasn't mainly because I wasn't that interested with the course itself, but it was because the timing was there. That was after that whole sem.
Yeah.
You finally told me you were planning to go to Manila.
Yeah.
And become a flight attendant. And so I immediately brought a lot of excitement.
It pumped him up.
Yeah, it pumped me up. And then I was like, oh my gosh, flight attendant, that's right. I might not become a pilot, but I'm still going to be in an aircraft.
Yeah.
Still work in an airline. So it was just so exciting. And now the only problem was, how am I going to tell my parents about like, switching from course to course to, hey, you know what, Mom and Dad, I need tickets to Manila. I need to study this course, and trust me, I'm really gonna go on with this. I forgot to mention, in between the engineering year and political science year, I actually stopped studying in college because I kind of wanted to prove to my parents wherein, you know what, I can actually make a living. I can earn my own money at a very young age. I was 20, and I wanted to prove to myself as well. Like, okay, if I'm very lost in school, so if I actually
look for a job and start earning your own money.
Yeah, that young, then I can do this. So I applied in a call center. It was the biggest call center at that time, and I worked there for a year. And there were so much lessons that I've learned, especially at a very young age. I remember I had workmates who were my age now, almost 30, who were more responsible with their finances, taking care of their kids, their wives.
And you were just like using your money to like buy shoes.
Yeah.
And
I was 20, so I was like, okay, I have all of this I mean, I wasn't earning that much, guys, but I was very thankful again that I was actually earning for myself at a very young age.
Yeah, I remember the time because like I was still in school while you were working at in the call center, and I remember that daytime you'd be asleep and the nighttime you'd be
That
awake.
was hard for
Yeah.
us. We barely spent any time together. Probably once a week only on a
Yeah.
weekend, right? Just over a year, I decided to stop and give college a second go. Perhaps this time my mind's refreshed. Now I have a taste of what the real world is like.
It is not easy.
It is not easy, so I wanted a fresh start. But then again, when I took political science and biology, I was so lost. Van decided to go to Manila. I tagged along with her with so much excitement.
Yeah, he was as excited as I was.
I was super excited,
And like
guys.
knowing that both of us were about to be classmates,
Yeah, there was a lot of new things for us to discover.
adjustments as
Yeah,
well.
a lot of adjustments.
It was a new adventure to move to Manila, a big city, and to live there for, I don't know, we weren't even sure how long we were gonna be in Manila.
we didn't
All we
know.
knew was that we were gonna study in a flight attendant school. And
We never actually thought of, the long run.
Yeah.
Of like, okay, once we got hired, then what?
yeah,
We were just like, you know what? We're gonna fly to Manila, study there,
yeah.
and then just, go with the flow. Just whatever happens, happens. So we had so much fun. It was a
of course.
almost 4 months course. I'm very thankful that that actually happened because it
Yeah.
taught us a lot of responsibilities, a lot
Yeah.
of lessons, and it actually, at that very young age, it made us mature,
Yeah, and independent at the same time.
independent. So after 4 months, guys, finally the day came. AirAsia was hiring, AirAsia Malaysia. We decided, okay, let's apply. We graduated from the course like 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago. So we were pumped up. Everything was still fresh.
Yeah.
Let's go apply.
I remember like we woke up at 2 a.m. because we had to start lining up outside the hotel at like 3 a.m.
Yeah,
And when we arrived at that hotel, there were a lot of people. I would say like 200, and we were
200
like
plus.
what, 215 or something like
yeah,
that.
200 plus. I
Crazy.
remember.
At 3 a.m.
That was crazy, actually, guys.
wearing heels and makeup, and
I was so anxious. I remember waking up. I didn't eat dinner properly because I was just so anxious.
yeah,
And when I woke up, I skipped breakfast. So when we got inside, there were some initial tests like your height,
Yeah.
your weight,
how you walk,
yeah, how you walk.
a few questions.
A few questions. And I remember sitting down, and the manager said,
The guy was like, so the numbers that I'm gonna call, please stand up. So that was all he said, like, please stand up. And that when he was calling out the numbers, I was part of that.
yeah,
And so I stood up and I was like, and Joel wasn't called, and a few other people. It was like, thank you so much for coming here today. I'm so sorry, but this is the end of your journey. Thank you very much for the time, and I hope, wish you all good luck. And while I was hearing him say that, I remember Joel and we looked, because we were seated far apart from each other.
like 2 rows.
Yeah, 2 rows. I looked at him and I wanted to cry, and it was like, I whispered something to you. I was like, good luck or whatever.
Yeah, you were like saying good luck, congratulations. And
yeah,
I didn't know what to do, guys, because I was very happy, of course, that I was, the few of,
he made the cut.
yeah, I made the cut. But at the same time, what, Vanessa? We're in this together. We came to Manila together to work together, and now she has to go home and wait for me, and now I have to go through this process knowing that she didn't get accepted. Like, and that was just a horrible feeling,
Yeah.
honestly. But I just pushed through, guys, because we already sacrificed so much. It lasted until 7 in the evening. And good news, out of all the how many thousand of candidates
yeah.
were there were 100 or less, right around 100 of us that were accepted. And of course, I was so happy and pumped. Adrenaline was just rushing through my body, and I was like just hugging random candidates as well who were like celebrating, congratulations. And then when I stepped outside waiting for a taxi cab to come home, I just realized, oh no, Vanessa's at home. I was
Crying.
yeah. It was what we talked about earlier, guys. When I got home, she was telling me
Yeah.
about her life is over. While I was waiting for my documents to fly to Malaysia for training, Vanessa started working for Cebu Pacific. And while she was there, I was obviously very happy for her. And yes, I did have some second thoughts of why don't I just apply? But then there was also something in me that was telling me,
Yeah.
you were accepted by AirAsia first. You should be thankful. You
Yeah.
should, stick with them.
And probably like the thought that you'd be in Malaysia.
Yeah,
And-
that was kind of exciting
Yeah.
too. But I think, the outcome would have been totally different if you also got accepted. You
For
know
sure.
what I mean? So I remember the day finally came, guys. It was 4 in the morning. My mom was in Manila with me too. We said our goodbyes. I remember riding the Grab, going through the passing,
Skyway.
through the Skyway. It was such a serene scenery. The scenery was just so
Silent.
peaceful. Yeah, and I could remember the music that was playing was Kendrick Lamar, "Pray for Me."
Yeah.
And that's why whenever I hear that song, I get emotional because I remember that moment wherein I had mixed emotions.
Yeah, like you were sad to leave, but at the same time you were excited as well.
yeah, to see Malaysia and
Yeah.
to
Start your new journey.
start my new journey as a flight attendant, just like you.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, so once I got to the airport, guys, after a few hours, what even made it harder was the fact that while I was on the second floor, Vanessa was on the same building, the same terminal as me, but on the first floor. And so we said our goodbyes. I was video calling her. We started crying. And here's something that's even harder for us
And
guys.
funny.
Yeah. When I boarded the aircraft, the plane that was beside the aircraft that I was in was Vanessa's aircraft. So we were just basically beside each other, like so close but yet so far.
Yeah.
And here's the craziest part. When I got to Malaysia, I was like, oh, this is Malaysia. This is such a beautiful country. When I actually stepped out of the airport, and I had that feeling of, I'm by myself now. Like, we've basically been doing everything together.
Yeah.
From Manila to our FA journey. Now I'm all by myself, waiting for the taxi cab to bring me to the hotel. And it just, reality just hit me. Like, oh my gosh, now what? Okay, I'm already here. Just snap out of it, Joe. Just concentrate, focus on training. You will get through this.
Was so sad, and I kept telling him like, you're there now, just try it out. Who knows, probably it's just like a first time feeling because you just arrived there
I'm
and
sure
it's
it
something
was.
new.
Yeah.
So he was scared, and I would admit I would be scared as well if that was me. I was in your shoes.
All the Filipinos who actually, sacrificed family time. And
It takes guts
Yeah, and
and
the
bravery and strength to be able to leave
yes.
people that you love behind and work and try your best to make a living.
So mad respect to you guys. Truly, you guys are very courageous. Guys, as you may have noticed, change of background for
We are
us.
on the go.
Yeah, we are actually doing some trek at the moment. We decided to return to the hot springs to continue with my story, but there were just, again, too many people. So we decided to trek a bit. So yeah, mainly guys, the reason why I wanted to come back was because I was low-key jealous of Vanessa working for Cebu Pacific, wherein she could visit her family at any time when it's her off.
Yeah.
And the pay was actually very good. So I started thinking to myself, like, why am I forcing myself to be away from home, away from Vanessa, away from everything, when in fact there is equal opportunity in the Philippines. And I know as long as I give it my best, I might have a chance of getting in Cebu Pacific as well. So finally the day came. I decided no, I cannot continue with training. There was that fear, guys, if I were to come back to the Philippines, that I'm just throwing away my opportunity. It's already there.
Yeah,
I
'cause,
already
like,
got accepted.
you waited for a
10
few
months.
10 months, and
Almost
like you're
a
gonna
year.
throw that all
Yeah,
away.
that was a very crazy idea of mine. So yeah, guys, they finally came. I flew back to Manila, and then I remember I arrived midnight, and the day after that was my interview with Cebu Pacific. When I went in for the interview, I was very scared and intimidated because it was a feeling of, this is all or nothing.
Yeah, but like I knew that you would make it. I had that feeling already.
Well, I didn't. Honestly, I didn't. Because, again, I was scared because I threw it all away.
Yeah.
So, I was low-key confident in a way because Vanessa did give me pointers. But still, it was nerve-wracking. I remember there were a few guys and a few ladies. But at the end of the day, I remember it was me and this other guy who got in and this one lady. So out of all, there was just 3 of us
Wow.
for that day.
See how hard that is? That is not easy.
Yeah, I was over the top. I remember the first thing I did was actually call my father. I had to let him know. At first, he was surprised what I'm doing in Manila. But then once I explained to him what happened, he was okay with it. There was a reassurance that I was...
You were
you know,
safe.
Yeah, I was training for Cebu Pacific. I'm still going to be a flight attendant. And I'm closer to home. Finally, guys, after 2 years of deciding to fly to Manila, risking it all the hardships that we've been through, and then the day has finally happened wherein we finally got to work together in the same company. And in fact, we did
A
fly.
buddy here.
Your buddy.
My work buddy.
We did fly together.
Yeah.
There were a few flights, yeah. Even on your birthday, remember?
Yeah.
We flew together. Yeah. But that was such an amazing experience, guys. We will tell you a more in-depth
How it is working together at the same in the
Yeah,
same company
for
with
the
the
same
same
company.
job.
Yep. But yeah, for now, we are kind of thirsty and hungry, so we
Yeah.
might be looking for a cafe nearby. And then once we get there, we will continue with this story, guys, so stay tuned. All right, guys, so we finally found a cafe here. Thank you. Here's their double chocolate cookies.
Like so moist.
And Van got, what kind of coffee did you get?
Dalgona ko.
Dalgona, and I got strawberry milkshake.
The kid got a milkshake.
Yay! That's really good. Oh my god, it's really good. And we finally had the same flight. But it wasn't just a coincidence, guys. It was more of
We had to like
request.
switch flights with other people in order for both of us to be on the same airplane.
Yeah, and what's funny was I was the youngest in the team for that flight, and she was the senior.
I'm the boss.
Yeah, so she
I get to tell him what to do. You gotta follow me.
exactly, and yeah, that was actually such a fun experience. I remember mid-flight we were just laughing at the back, eating our crew snacks.
Yeah.
And it kind of made flying easier for us because, not gonna lie, there were times, wherein, it's kind of like any office work or once you're in a team that's just like, somebody drags the whole energy down,
Yeah.
then the flight feels longer
Yeah.
and
The flight was actually like really fast because like we had so much fun like working together and
Yeah.
like doing what needed to do, and then I remember I like Joel was doing like service and I was like videoing him behind the curtains.
Yeah, great times. And with that, it actually opened so much opportunities for us to travel. I remember we traveled to Thailand.
Yeah.
COVID was already happening, but it wasn't, that big of a
Official.
deal.
It wasn't official.
I remember when we were in Thailand, some people were already wearing masks, but it wasn't that big of a deal. That would be our first and last trip before the pandemic struck. And yeah, March
The
finally
pandemic
came.
happened, and unfortunately, both of us, we lost our job. They had to lay us off, both of us and everyone else. I think a few thousand flight attendants lost their job that time in Cebu Pacific. So yeah, it was such a very, very sad event for both of us because, from living our dreams and from enjoying every moment of our work, we just lost it in just one event.
We were actually packing our things, and we were telling ourselves, oh, this is gonna be like 2 weeks or I don't know, a month max, and then we're gonna fly back to Manila. So no worries, let's pack light, head back to Negros, lay low, and then everything will go back to normal. 2 weeks became 2 months, 2 months became 2 years, and eventually, I don't know, it's not more of like losing interest in flying again, but it's more of like if that was a chapter in a book, we just, flip the page.
Yeah, because I think during the pandemic we learned new skills basically, and we realized that we can probably do something new, and I think both of us just decided that we're not going back.
Move on with that chapter.
Yeah.
Basically, of course,
I mean, it was something to remember for sure.
most definitely,
And
it's
both of us learned a lot from it, and we met a lot of people as well.
there's so many lessons to learn from that. Most especially, like always have a plan B. I know I've explained this on my version of when I introduced myself to you guys. I've been telling them actually about like what we did while the pandemic was happening. We opened up a small stall in Valencia. We dove into the food industry with zero knowledge. But yeah, it taught us a lot of life skills.
Yeah.
And
Now we're into the online industry, so we're both working online, and at the same time we're doing our vlogs. We actually started vlogging like just last year. Yeah, we started vlogging on our first trip to Vietnam.
fast forward to present day, we're here talking to you guys. So amazing how this just happened so quick. You guys showed up, you guys are commenting on how you want to support us and you're here for us, and that really inspires us to make more videos. Like finally we aren't like confused or lost anymore on what type of content we should make, or what if this doesn't work out, because now you guys are here and the love we're getting from you is just amazing. So yeah guys, that's pretty much a summary of how we built our career together, and it's been 11 years and we are still together. So ow,
What? No.
you're very strong.
And then this cookie that I am gonna put into my mouth.
Yeah, the whole more, it's really good. You finished the whole cookie, by the way.
This is the cookie that fell.
That's the cookie that fell? Trust your immune. Just trust your immune system. Today was such a random day, but we are happy we were able to talk to you guys. Thank you so much guys for tuning in. I know this video is quite long, but if you are still tuning in at the moment, watching us talk, thank you so much from the bottom of our hearts. Thank you so much for all the support, and more videos to come guys. So please let us know in the comment section on what you think.
If you're a newbie here, don't forget to subscribe. And we look forward to you guys watching our next vlog.
Our next vlog. I actually love it when you guys comment. And please guys, don't forget to maybe watch some of our older videos when we travel to Vietnam or Malaysia or to Bohol or to Iloilo. You can just scroll to the playlist and then all the videos are available there. But yeah guys, again, thank you for all the love. Cheers guys. And see you on our next video.
Bye.
Peace.